I was about to graduate and job hunting was a nightmare. Somehow, I stumbled into an audition for a reality show that was looking for regular people, and against all odds, I got cast. During filming, the host asked about childhood friends. I mostly played with boys when I was little, I said. Predictably, the internet erupted. Classic, I'm not like other girls' energy. But I kept going. We used to blow up cow patties with firecrackers. The other girls thought it was gross and refused to join in. Looking back, yeah, it was pretty disgusting. No wonder I was the odd one out. The internet paused. Wait, what? I'd majored in media studies, facing the grim reality of graduation and a brutal job market. I applied to countless positions, but every opportunity was either minimum wage, unpaid overtime, or a 6-day grind. Finally, one company offered a reasonable salary. My excitement faded, though, when the HR rep asked, "Would you be comfortable dressing according to the boss's daily preferences?" and sent over a folder of examples. Apparently, they cared more about looks than skills. By this point, I'd applied to so many jobs that I sometimes had no clue which company a recruiter was calling about. During one call, it took me half the conversation to remember I'd applied to be an artist manager. The interview went well, though. The HR reps grilled me on everything from my relationship status to cosmetic surgery history before one leaned forward. "We actually have a different position that might suit you better, Miss Ong. Interested?" He mentioned a starting salary of over $10,000 a month after probation, full benefits, and weekends off. I was young and naive. It wasn't until later that I realized the position meant being an on-screen personality. But the contract wasn't one of those predatory deals, so it seemed harmless enough. Next thing I knew, I was cast as a civilian guest on a reality dating show. The HR guy swore that if it didn't work out on screen, they'd move me behind the scenes. I didn't have much choice. I was already there. On the first day, the makeup artist chattered as she worked on my face. "Your company's crazy, swapping cast members at the last minute." I grinned, naturally chatty. "Really? Who was supposed to be here?" The original girl was meant to be the brainy one, but she chose a last-minute PhD offer over fame, she said. She had Ivy League undergrad and master's degrees. Total brain power. I blinked. My state university degree suddenly felt inadequate. "Don't worry, Melora," she said, patting my cheek. "You're gorgeous. Stick close to a few people, spark a popular pairing, and you're golden. If not, maybe you'll meet a boyfriend to take home. I've checked. These guys are all keepers." Wait, what? This makeup artist had clearly seen it all. Following instructions, I entered as the second-to-last female guest, sweeping the room with my eyes and settling next to a striking, androgynous woman in a tailored suit. God, I have a weakness for women in suits. I wore a simple white dress. Reality dating shows don't cast just one type. Each personality fills a role the audience expects. I was the innocent college girl, fresh to the adult world. The last woman to arrive turned heads instantly. She wore a short red slip dress, her long legs drawing attention from everyone in the room, men and women alike. Lust is universal, after all. The show's hook was authenticity. Celebrity commentators watched from an observation room, and the entire thing was streamed live. A man stepped forward to lead introductions. He had sharp features, a commanding presence, and wore a genuine Rolex. "I'm Nathan Zhao, 28. I run a small media company," he said. Classic CEO energy. The live chat exploded. Whoa, a real alpha CEO. Rich, handsome, and young. I demand this life swap. Next, a man in trendy streetwear introduced himself. "I'm Leo Lin, 25. Studied abroad, finance degree. Now work at my family's company, but I also pursue music." So, the international finance bro archetype. Then came Rain Su, a lawyer with wire-rimmed glasses and subtle elegance, and Ethan Su, a 20-year-old actor still in college, clearly here for exposure. Fans spammed the live chat immediately. The women followed. The suit-clad woman went first. "I'm Victoria Zhuang, 27, and one of the show's investors. My family thought I was too picky about dating, so they enrolled me here. Men and women are options. I'll choose freely." The chat exploded again. Did she just say she's open to any gender? Absolute queen energy. Next, the red dress woman introduced herself. Sienna Jiang, 24, model. Stunning figure, captivating presence. Finally, a woman with a high ponytail spoke. "Hi, I'm Hannah Su, a programmer." Gentle smile, warm laugh, completely unassuming. Then it was my turn. I'm Melora Song, 22, and I haven't graduated yet. On a dating show, being an unemployed student didn't make me stand out. Rain, the lawyer, asked, Melora, how did you end up on this show? I glanced at the camera, seeing a crew member, hoping I'd spin a charming story. Hesitating, I said, would you believe me if I said I was looking for an internship? The room went silent. I think I saw the director's soul leave his body. She's on a dating show while hunting for an internship? Seriously? Sure, and I'm the Queen of England. Which company even suggested this? Victoria's family matchmaking tale was way more believable. This one's just weak. I had no clue what the viewers were saying. The company hadn't given me a script. I wasn't an Ivy League grad and I didn't have a fancy job. All I had was honesty. The HR guy had warned me. Even if I flopped, I'd just get less screen time. Online criticism was part of the deal, and they were paying me, so I couldn't complain. With 8 people from different backgrounds and personalities thrown together, conversation flowed easily. Everyone was talkative, especially when they talked about their fields. It felt like a group interview on steroids. Somehow, we ended up sharing childhood memories. Ethan, the youngest, spoke first. I grew up at my grandparents' place. Spent my days climbing trees and swimming in the river with neighborhood kids. Got into trouble a lot. Hannah quietly shared about her lifelong best friend, a cheerful, outgoing girl. When it was my turn, I hesitated for a moment, then spoke the truth. I mostly played with boys when I was little. The girls didn't want to play with me. Everyone blinked, waiting for the rest of the story. The live chat erupted. Ah yes, the girl who gets along with boys better than girls. Popular with men, outcast with women. How original. I continued, smiling wryly. I grew up in the country. My favorite pastime? Blowing up cow patties with firecrackers. The girls thought it was disgusting and refused to join. Looking back, yeah, it was gross. I probably deserved to be an outcast. The room fell silent. The internet. Wait, what? Cow dung explosions. She looks like sunshine and vanilla, but played in the mud with boys. Ethan finally asked sincerely, did you ever get in trouble for that? A rush of memories hit me. No, but there was this older neighbor boy. Total clean freak. He'd supervise me washing up after our adventures, hands and feet, before letting me go home. Annoying neighbor boy? Victoria repeated, eyebrows raised. I rested my chin on my hand. I thought he was overbearing back then. Bouger than my parents. Now I realize he had to handle a bunch of muddy kids, every day. Not easy. I sighed. Eventually he moved to the city. After that, my mom screams whenever I came home covered in mud. I finally got spankings I had dodged before. The other guests laughed, clearly unfamiliar with country life. Except Ethan, who had spent time in a remote village for a role. Sienna, with her playful smile, asked, do you still keep in touch with him? No. I moved to the city for school too, I replied. All I remembered of that boy was a vague nickname. The show's filming schedule spanned about 2 weeks, during which we'd all lived together in a sprawling villa. After a tour, it was time to assign rooms. Leo grinned. Want to make this interesting? How? Ethan asked. Even Nathan raised an eyebrow. Number the rooms and draw lots. Let fate decide. I like the sound of that. Sienna was first to agree. Fair this way. No one feels cheated. No one objected, and I didn't either. This internship was a dream. Minimal work, good pay, free room, and board. After numbering the rooms, Hannah grabbed some paper and a pen, and soon we had 8 folded slips. Ethan drew first, followed by Hannah. By the time it was my turn, only 3 slips remained. I picked one randomly. Number 5, a guest room on the 2nd floor. Nathan had drawn the master bedroom, and suite bathroom, small balcony, walk-in closet. Hannah was nearby, but she and I politely declined Nathan's offer to switch. We agreed to the rules, I said. Whatever we draw is what we get. Sienna got the master on the 3rd floor, Ethan and Rain the other 2 rooms up there. Victoria and Leo ended up on the 1st floor. Leo seemed pleased. Looks like we'll be neighbors for a while, he said to Victoria, grinning. Victoria exuded wealth and confidence, the quintessential eligible woman. While unpacking, I heard a voice. Melora, let me help you with that. Before I could react, Victoria had effortlessly lifted my suitcase, sleeves rolled up, showing toned forearms. Damn, she was cool, maybe too cool. Nathan carried Hannah's suitcase upstairs before even touching his own. It was just day 1, but initial pairings were already forming. I didn't have much luggage, clothes, makeup, toiletries. Meanwhile, the live feed cut to the observation room, where 4 celebrity commentators were placing bets on potential couples. This Melora girl is interesting. Her hobbies are unusual. Ethan might be a match, same age, lots to talk about. I see chemistry between her and Nathan.
Please.
Nathan and Victoria are the power couple here. They're equals. But Victoria and Ethan? That's the mature older woman with a younger guy vibe. And Sienna with Rain. When asked for his opinion, Liam, a young, handsome man spinning a pen, shrugged. I just like to be tidy. Not a phobia. Alright, fine. So, who's your favorite couple? Too early to tell. No wonder you're single. After unpacking, I headed downstairs. Most of the others were already gathered for dinner, a sort of icebreaker meal the show provided to see who connected over food. I was starving, my eyes fixed on the spread. Beside me, Ethan devoured his plate with obvious delight. This braised chicken is incredible, he mumbled between bites. You all have to try it. And the spicy pork, I added, pointing at the steaming dish. If you can handle spice, go for seconds. Even the rice was surprisingly good. Poor kid. He must not eat well normally. When one person eats with that much enthusiasm, it somehow makes everything taste better. I found myself shoveling bites in as tears of joy pricked my eyes. This was the best meal I'd had in months. Suddenly, Hannah placed a piece of meat in my bowl, her warm, maternal gaze encouraging me. Eat slowly, she said. I looked up and realized the rest of the guests were watching Ethan and me. He glanced up, embarrassed. My company keeps me on a strict diet, he explained sheepishly. The cafeteria at my school is terrible, I admitted. In truth, it was more than bad, it was culinary trauma. We shared a knowing look, bonded by our shared suffering. The live chat likely exploded. This isn't the dating show I expected. Are they always this hungry? Or is the food that amazing? Maybe it should pivot to a food show. Later, the conversation shifted. Hannah mentioned her love of cooking, often inviting friends over for elaborate meals. Both Ethan and I lit up. Really? Can we be friends? Me too, I added. Hannah just smiled quietly. After dinner, each of us had a one-on-one interview about first impressions, not live-streamed. Give a brief evaluation of the other 7 guests, the director instructed. Most people default to polite vagueness, and I rambled without remembering much of what I said. Then came the key question. If you had to choose one guest to go on a date with, who would it be? I'd pick Victoria, I said. The director started. You can't choose. I cut in, Sienna. His face froze. You can't pick someone of the same sex. You could have mentioned that first. I had briefly forgotten the show's premise. My preferences were flexible, and I genuinely enjoyed spending time with women. Okay then, Ethan, I said. We'd bonded over food, so it made sense. State your reason, he prompted. He's handsome, kind, and despite being the youngest, he looks out for everyone. But he's an actor. That could mean long-distance stretches. Can you handle that? I shrugged. You asked who I'd go on a date with, not who I'd date seriously. The director seemed shocked by my pragmatism. After the interviews, we went to a nearby villa to pick outfits for our blind date activity. The villa had been rented cheaply after another production postponed filming. It was luxurious, clearly designed for drama. As I approached, a tall man in black emerged, Liam Pei, one of the celebrity commentators. His presence was impossible to ignore. Perfect proportions, flawless face, young but accomplished. Good evening, Mr. Pei, I said politely. He stopped, stared at me for a moment, then asked, Melora Song? Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you, he said, before moving on. For a brief instant, I thought I saw the corner of a smile. In the wardrobe room, I chose a casual men's outfit for Ethan, based on my own style. Across the hall, the men were presumably doing the same for us. Clothing choices, after all, reveal a lot. After filming, we showered, removed makeup, and chatted. Phones were confiscated for the first week to prevent social media influence. It was a true closed-door experience. The next morning, I found Rain and Hannah in the kitchen preparing breakfast. They looked like something out of a magazine, their chemistry effortless. Melora, you're staring, a voice teased. I jumped, it was Ethan. You snuck up like a ghost. We joined the others, breakfast finished, and dishes needed washing. Ethan immediately volunteered to help me. While cleaning, producers announced the outfit swap. Each pair would draw colored balls, and the matching colors determined who wore whose outfit on a blind date. I drew blue. Ethan drew the matching blue. Fate, it seemed, had a sense of humor. The other pairings, Victoria and Nathan, Sienna and Leo, Hannah and Rain. The fashion show began. Each couple revealed their partner-chosen outfits. Victoria looked elegant in a pale green cheongsam. Nathan, classic and polished. Sienna dazzled in a long slip dress with a red and black rose pattern. Leo in casual dark jeans and a bright top. Hannah in comfy pants. Rain in loose neutral tones with a dark pendant. Ethan's choice for me, a plain tracksuit, was met with laughter. "What's wrong with it?" he protested. "It's practical." The live chat roasted him. "Ugliest tracksuit ever is Ethan blind." I understood the subtle brilliance. It created drama and intimacy. Our date destination, an amusement park. We rode every ride, the roller coaster, pendulum swing, drop tower, log flume, screaming and laughing with pure joy. Before the rides, Ethan discreetly switched off our mics. "Melora, let's play up a showman's for the cameras." "Win-win." "Deal," I said. It was an internship after all. By day's end, we were glowing. The cameraman, however, looked haunted. Ethan and I returned from the amusement park still buzzing, only to find the other couples already back. The air had subtly shifted. Romance seemed to be simmering quietly among them. Dinner was a backyard barbecue. I'm no culinary genius in general, but when it comes to grilling, I shine. This was my moment. Ethan was beside me, scarfing down skewers with a thumbs up that spoke volumes. Everyone paired off naturally, recounting the highlights of their dates. I focused on the grill, determined that no one would leave without sampling my best dishes. "Where did you learn to grill like this?" Sienna leaned close, her beauty almost blinding. "From my grandparents," I murmured, looking down. Ethan, never missing a beat, feigned shock. "Wait, you're blushing?" "After a full day together, and not a single blush, Sienna's compliment gets you like this?" I jabbed him lightly in the ribs. "Stop exaggerating." He tried to protest, but I shoved another skewer into his mouth, and he finally quieted down. The evening progressed with laughter and conversation. When the group activity came, we split into a shopping team and a kitchen team. I went grocery shopping while Hannah, Nathan, Rain, and Sienna handled cooking. When the meal was ready, Hannah's dishes shone. "How is it?" she asked nervously. "Hannah, we're going to be best friends," I said. Ethan nodded. "Count me in." "This is amazing." Even Leo praised her. "Hannah, with skills like this, you could run a restaurant or code apps. Either way, you'd excel." The night ended with classic icebreakers. Truth or dare, a little alcohol, and a soft, flirtatious energy that made everything feel unexpectedly real. Living under one roof meant I had no omniscient view of the audience's favorite pairings. The fourth day brought one-on-one dates by mutual selection. Ethan and I naturally picked each other, but there was no romantic chemistry to force. While others went on dates, we speculated and placed bets. "I think Rain and Hannah are a good match," Ethan said. "I disagree," I countered. "Nathan and Hannah have more chemistry." "No way. Nathan and Victoria are better, power couples. Equals." "Don't tell me what to ship," I muttered, delighted by the tension. The fifth day's random pairing sent me with Rain, who spent the day giving me a thorough crash course in labor law, warning me of pitfalls in my first job contract. The live chat erupted. "Why is this a legal lesson instead of a date?" "Rain is such a caring big brother, I ship it." I'm shipping everyone with everyone at this point. On day 6, I went with Nathan. He spent the day paying with his face, taking me to places where a nod covered the bill. I felt like a pampered kid on a grand tour. By day 7, phones and laptops returned. My inbox exploded with messages from friends and family, shocked to see me on a reality show. My mom was thrilled. "All the young men are so nice. Invites him over." She mentioned a childhood neighbor, now a star. I barely recognized him. The entertainment industry was vast. With only 5 of us in the villa, things were quieter. Ethan, ever energetic, organized games or studied his scripts. His manager monitored him obsessively. "Date anyone you like, but no weight gain." Ethan even borrowed a mahjong table from the villa next door. A few days later, the others returned while I was buried in my thesis. Only someone juggling an internship and looming deadlines could understand that suffering. "Still up?" Hannah asked at my door. "A little longer. Can't focus in my room," I admitted. Nathan arrived around 12:30 a.m., surprised to see us. Curious, he asked to see my thesis. To my shock, he gave precise, professional advice on structure, content, and even suggested a stronger title. "You have a PhD?" I asked. He nodded. "I've edited many papers during my doctoral work." Victoria returned, equally qualified, sparking a lively debate with Nathan over wording and phrasing. I was secretly thrilled. 2 thesis advisors on a reality show, arguing just for me. The late-night chat loved it. Watching a student write a thesis on a dating show is the content I didn't know I needed. With phones back, I discovered how heavily the audience was shipping everyone, including me. Ethan, Nathan, Rain, Leo, Victoria, Sienna, Hannah. I had been paired in nearly every combination. The villa dynamic shifted subtly. Nathan and Hannah's tension was obvious. Victoria and Sienna had become inseparable. On day 13, I saw Victoria and Sienna descending the stairs arm in arm, laughing. Sienna explained casually. "Victoria spilled water on her bed last night, so she stayed in my room." For the final 2 nights, Victoria continued sleeping in Sienna's room. I occasionally helped deflect the cameras, holding my tongue. The show being unscripted meant the finale rested entirely on us. Nathan and Hannah's ship dominated online chatter. Ethan and I theatrically declared undying friendship, leaving the producers speechless. After 2 weeks together, I felt a pang of sadness. "Visit my hometown sometime. The house and scenery are beautiful," I said. Nathan left with Hannah, reminding me, "Send me your thesis." Victoria added, "Send me one too." 2 PhDs as my aftercare supervisors. Reality shows really do give you everything. After the show ended, my new boss treated me like a prized asset, eager to lock me into a long-term contract. Despite all the online attention, I couldn't help but feel I wasn't worth that much hype. Asked Rain to review the contract. He said it was solid, but I still had doubts. So, I went straight to my boss. He sighed dramatically. "This company isn't as big as it looks. My father handed it to me to see if I could revive it. If I succeed, I might inherit the whole family business. Sign with me, and we'll be partners." He added, "I'll pour resources into promoting you, and the salary I'm offering is higher than any entry-level job. Being a star sounds like a good deal, right?" I was skeptical. There are plenty of talented, beautiful girls out there. Finally, he admitted the real reason. A production team wanted me to audition for a small role in a high-profile project with A-list leads. "But I don't know how to act." "Then I'll hire a coach. I believe in you." His ability to sell dreams was unmatched. I figured I could give it a shot for a couple of years. If it didn't work out, I could always return home. Before I left, I asked him to sign my internship completion form. It was essential. He did so, though with a bemused expression. Acting classes turned out to be fun. My coach said I had a natural flair, though I suspected flattery was involved. I taped an audition and, to my astonishment, got the part. Everything moved so fast it felt surreal. "Acting isn't learned in a classroom," my coach said. "Luck matters more than looks or talent." On set, my role was minor, but I shared scenes with the leads. My boss assigned me an organized assistant who handled everything, and the makeup team transformed me into a regal, ornament-laden princess. The director stared at me approvingly. "Yes, this is perfect," he murmured. "Liam, good eye." Liam Pei, the male lead, had recommended me. Despite barely knowing me, he had vouched for a complete newcomer. I approached him. "Thank you for the recommendation, Mr. Pei." He gestured toward the set. "Let's run lines. You're my sister in this scene." Playing the princess embroiled in political intrigue, I learned quickly under his guidance. He corrected my gaze, my gestures, and the energy between us. By the end of filming, my skills improved dramatically. On the last day, Liam handed me a business card. "This director is casting a new project. Go audition." The dating show had started airing, and the final pairings weren't live-streamed, leaving viewers desperate for updates. Among the celebrity commentators, Liam stood out. His blunt honesty became famous. "About me and Ethan. This is kids playing house." About Hannah and Rain. "Cooking together doesn't equal love." About Hannah and Nathan. "Something's off here." When pressed, he simply said, "If all goes well, one couple will be real," leaving fans speculating endlessly. Meanwhile, Hannah began working at Nathan's company. Their showments had been partially strategic. They had discussed employment during filming. Fans couldn't resist the office romance angle, and it brought major publicity and perks for everyone involved, including me. I called the director Liam had recommended. Just mentioning his name got me an audition. I discovered Liam was an investor in the project, not an actor. Even if I didn't land the role, I owed him thanks. After the audition, the producer suggested Liam visit the set in Oak Creek, my hometown. I caught up with Liam afterward. I wanted to thank you in person, I said. I just told you to audition. I didn't promise the role, he replied. I mentioned Oak Creek. He paused, then said simply, yeah. Then we're from the same town. After a moment, he offered me a ride. I hesitated but accepted. He had a spotless reputation and had been so considerate on set. Traffic made the trip longer, giving us more time alone. I studied him as he drove. His profile framed by shifting sunlight was striking. Are you always this generous with newcomers? I asked. No, he replied simply. Before I left, he suggested we exchange contact info. I did, though neither of us reached out immediately. Back on campus, I dove into my thesis defense. I forwarded my professor's feedback to my 2 advisors from the villa. Victoria had offered to attend, but I wisely dissuaded her. Her fan club would have overwhelmed the room. Returning to university brought questions about the dating show and all the ships online. My roommate summed it up perfectly. Ethan and I were just very compatible activity partners. I passed my defense with distinction, and my thesis was selected as outstanding. It felt like a true reward for all the effort, guidance, and unexpected help along the way. I didn't land the 3rd female lead, but I got the 4th. Screen time was roughly the same, so it felt like a win regardless. My boss called, practically vibrating with excitement. Melora, when did you get close to Liam Pei? His agent just called. He has a new project next year, and a few supporting roles are open. He said you can pick one. What? I've sent you the script. These are meaningful roles. Take a good look, my boss continued, voice buzzing. I'll assign you a manager soon, or would you prefer I manage you personally? His tone was unusually hopeful. No, thanks. Someone else will be fine. That explained the company's chaotic vibe. He was behind it. Everyone else seemed highly professional. A few months ago, I'd only planned to get a regular job after graduation. Now, I was a minor celebrity with a growing online following. Acting classes continued, my skills still needing work, and I still couldn't figure out why Liam had been so kind. The next project kept me on set for 2 months. By wrap-up, I felt battle-worn. I went home for the holidays, where my mother fussed over me, insisting I regain the weight I had lost. I did, only to have to shed it again for the next role. This time, I worked directly under Liam, who was both lead actor and director. He never yelled, but his perfectionism tested everyone. One day, the female lead was struggling through cramps and dozens of takes. Liam noticed and gave her the day off. We developed a friendship. Back at her hotel, she burst into tears. Melora, how do you survive him? He's so picky. I blinked. Isn't that standard for working folk? No, I mean dating him? What? Where had that idea come from? When I denied it, she finally understood. You're the only one here not cast via audition. Liam vouched for you, which saved you from investor interference. Then you two are a couple? Related? Maybe it's the same hometown, I said, and even I sounded unsure. Over time, seeing him treat everyone equally, she realized Liam and I were just colleagues. Beneath the perfectionism, he was genuinely kind. On the last day, as I packed, he stopped me. I'm heading back to Oak Creek too. Let's go together. What? In the professional world, a connection like Liam was gold. I had no reason to refute. On the ride, I dozed off. When I woke, I realized my head had rested against a shoulder. Flustered, I blurted, "Your eyes, they're beautiful." He chuckled softly. "Wake up. We're here." I expected us to part ways, but Liam's driver was waiting. He insisted on taking me all the way home. At my house, I thanked him cheerfully. "Come visit sometime." The next morning, my mom brought up an old neighbor. "Remember the boy we called Moonbeam?" "What?" "He's back in town. You two should meet, same profession, something to talk about." Walking over, memories of the nickname surfaced. I remembered vaguely, but not fully. When the door opened, a tall, slender figure appeared, smiling warmly at my mom. Moonbeam," I stammered. "Yeah, it's me," Liam said, eyes crinkling with amusement. He explained to my mom we'd worked together, then sat with me, calm and unassuming. I asked, When did you realize it was me? I barely resemble that kid. I recognized you on the dating show, he said, voice steady. Melora from Oak Creek, blowing up cow patties and getting forced to wash hands by the neighbor kid. Only one fits. I was stunned. So all that helping me get roles, it was because we knew each other? He clarified, you have the right look and talent. I helped because you're lucky, and luck is part of talent. Relieved, I laughed. Oh, thank goodness. I thought you had a crush on me. He paused. I did help because we knew each other. But now, I like you. May I pursue you? The air felt suddenly still. When did this start? I asked, genuinely puzzled. Months of tense on-set interactions, and now this? While filming, he admitted. You're talented, hardworking, emotionally stable, and full of energy. It's not surprising I like you. He even added, and your personality is cute. Flustered, I didn't respond immediately. You don't have to answer now. Take your time. I'll handle the pursuing. I practically fled, hiding on my balcony, watching him work in the yard. He was effortless, humble, and, yes, undeniably attractive. After wrestling with my thoughts all night, I drafted a careful text, politely declining. Regret flared, but in the entertainment world, it was safer to stay single. The next morning, my mom announced Liam was here to speak with me. He greeted my parents warmly, then turned to me. I read your message. It's okay. You don't need to feel pressured. But if you ever need anything, I'm here. A moment revealed his true character. Even in rejection, he was respectful, kind, and dependable. By 24, all my shows had released and Melora Song was becoming known. My company invested heavily in me, and that year I landed my first lead role in a low-budget web series. My career had officially begun. Being an actress meant endless industry events, and with them came all sorts of people. One night, a wealthy heir, known for collecting rising stars, tried to corner me in an empty hallway. I'd had a few drinks, and he slung an arm around my shoulders. Calmly, I twisted his hand behind his back and drove my knee into his side. He grunted. From the top of the stairs, a familiar pair of dark eyes appeared. Liam. He helped me outside. You should carry sobriety pills to these things, he said. Or don't drink. How did you handle it back then? I asked. The same way you just did. Except now no one pushes me to drink. Well, I'm not at your level yet. You could be, Melora, he said, guiding me to his car. I smiled. You still like me, don't you? Yes, he admitted, buckling my seatbelt. In the dim light, his face was impossibly handsome. What about all the other women in this industry? Liam paused. Liking someone isn't transferable. For me, it's personal. I hesitated, then asked, so, what don't you like about me? His gaze locked on mine. Not being a good match and not liking each other are two different things. Do you like me? The alcohol had loosened me. A little. A slow, confident smile spread across his face. He kissed the back of my hand. My skin tingled. Melora Song, he said seriously. I'll keep pursuing you. Then, almost reading my mind, he asked, want to kiss me? I didn't answer. You can, he said. The kiss was soft, electric, and completely overwhelming. My brain short-circuited. The next morning, I woke in an unfamiliar house. Liam appeared in the kitchen, apron on, domestic and calm. Remember what you told me last night? Memories flooded back. The car, the sofa, the kisses. I had agreed to be his girlfriend. So, official, he asked. Or, do you think I took advantage? We're official, I admitted. He nodded, grabbing a toothbrush for me. Go get ready. Even as life rushed on, our relationship settled into a quiet, intense rhythm. On set later, he confirmed publicly in an interview. I'm with someone. She's the one. Fans were heartbroken, but supportive. By 25, the web series I starred in unexpectedly became a hit, opening doors to countless new roles. That winter, photos of Liam and me visiting our families in our hometown leaked. Friends from the dating show visited, and were left speechless. Melora, this is your hometown house. Those farms, the herds, that's where you grew up? The neat freak neighbor boy is Liam Pei, and he's your boyfriend. Clearly, their vision of the country was wildly different from mine. The dating show I'd been on had reached its 4th season. First came Victoria and Sienna, an unusual couple that challenged the show's core values. The 2nd season produced a male-male pairing. The 3rd had no couples at all. Now, Viewers tuned in purely for entertainment, yet the ratings held strong. The director, stubborn as ever, refused scripts. After my relationship with Liam went public, the director gleefully posted online, "See, our show produces straight couples too." The experiment was finally complete.